So we've been discussing aquatic, we've been discussing types of ecosystem. So we discussed aquatic ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, forest ecosystem. So let us finish with desert ecosystem. So just to introduce what desert ecosystem is. So desert ecosystem, this is an ecosystem which is formed in areas that have minimum or no rainfall. So desert ecosystems, there's regions that the rainfall presence is almost zero in some areas, and some areas they don't receive rainfall. So it was in regions where the annual rainfall is in the range of 250 to 500 millimeters, and the evaporation is high. So once the water reaches the surface, it can easily evaporate in this type of ecosystem. So they occupy 30% of land of the earth. So just like uh, on the aquatic ecosystem. So as a aquatic ecosystem takes much percentage of the earth's uh, surface. So just like that much percentage in this desert ecosystem, it occupies almost 30% of land of the Earth's surface. Now, let's proceed by describing the structure of desert ecosystem. So, as we have been discussing, the structure is divided into two components, biotic and abiotic components. So, biotic components, as we have been discussing, this is to deal with living organisms. So, biotic components is further broken into producers, uh, consumers, and decomposers. So an example on producers in this type of desert ecosystem on biotic component, we have shrubs, bushes, few grasses, and few trees. So due to some circumstances, there are little grass and trees in this ecosystem. So as such, even the producers in this kind of environment, they appear to be few in number. So consumers of this type of ecosystem have capable insects and reptiles. So capable insects and reptiles, the word capable separates those uh, other organisms that cannot survive in this environment. So only those survivors, they can feed on the producers, which makes them uh, the only consumers in this type of ecosystem. So decomposers of this type of ecosystem. So these are organisms that would feed on organic matter. So in this type of system, we have bacteria and fungi. So bacteria and fungi, these are the decomposers of desert ecosystem. So abiotic components of desert ecosystem, due to high temperature and very low amount of rainfall, organic substances are poorly present in the soil. So even the presence of uh, abiotic components is almost zero. Let's proceed by describing or discussing the characteristics of desert ecosystem. So as the name suggests, desert, first characteristics says less rainfall or precipitation. So mostly due to the weather conditions of this type of system, it receives less rainfall or precipitation. So wind velocity, in other words, when we talk of wind velocity is high. That is, the movement of wind is unlikely to be matching with other ecosystems. So in this ecosystem, there's too much wind moving around. So the extreme temperature, when we talk of extreme temperature, we can also describe it as high temperatures. So in this we're talking about hot temperatures. So population density of uh, desert ecosystem is low. This is so because some plants or organisms, they may not survive in this type of ecosystem. As such, they will have to find a habitable environment. As such, the population density of desert ecosystem is low. So water scarcity. So due to uh, less rainfall, that means more water will not be present in this type of ecosystem. So soil quality and fertility. So soil quality of desert ecosystem, the quality has soil has low quality, and on top of fertility, it is less fertile. That is, lacks a lot of nutrients. So there is a few nutrients, but it lacks a lot of nutrients. So let us talk of uh, types of desert ecosystems. Types of desert ecosystems. So the following are some types of desert ecosystem. So we have hot and dry ecosystem. So climatic conditions of this type of ecosystem are very hot but also dry. So when we talk of dryness, we talk of lack of moisture or presence of water in this type of ecosystem. So it receives low rainfall annually. So maybe once or twice a year, but at the same time, it receives very low rainfall. So extreme variation in temperature, that is temperature of this type of ecosystem on desert ecosystem is very high. So we have semi-arid desert ecosystem. So it has stable ground temperatures, this extreme in this type of. So when talk of stable ground, grassland ecosystem, unlike the hot and dry, the the ground is not the structure of the ground is not broken as such. Stable ground, so temperature is less extreme, unlike in hot and dry desert ecosystem. So on semi-arid, we can also talk of the best example of this kind of desert ecosystem is green basin, which gets a good amount of rainfall. So proceeding, we have coastal ecosystem. So coastal ecosystem, on top of coastal ecosystem, they are found in large water bodies. So example, you have seas and oceans. So this is where you find coastal desert ecosystem. So Just to elaborate a bit, besides receiving winter fog, the climate is hospitable. So, for example, Namib in Africa and Atacama Desert in Chile have uh, a coastal desert ecosystem. So, lastly, we have cold desert ecosystem. Cold desert ecosystem. So, as the name suggests, cold desert ecosystem, this is where you have the cold weather. Mostly this kind of desert, you'll find that there is snow or ice presence in this type of ecosystem. So thank you for listening.